Hello, everyone. A very logical day to all of you and a very beautiful week to all of you. So, this is the beginning of a new week. So, with renewed energy after the weekend, you should be fresh and start your preparations anew. Start in the sense, yes, keep at it. So, let's see what we have in our reading. If you have skipped anything from the previous week, kindly do it before you go for the next week. So, June 19, 2023, first editorial, that is Imphal abdication. So, we know what is Imphal, but abdication, abdication is to renounce or to leave, right? To give up, resign. ये words होते हैं बड़े simple से होते हैं. Now, it can be your duty, right? It could be your duty, your obligation that you have left, or it could be also your um, whatever your right was, right? Your right or your claim. You leave that. So that is called abdication. Now, what is Imphal doing? Let us see now. Or Imphal doing, or who is doing to Imphal? देखते हैं क्या है ये. So more than 120 people have been killed in the ethnic violence that has overtaken Manipur. Right? The state's fault lines come alive once again in the first week of May after a tribal rally against the Meitei demand for scheduled tribe status triggered violence. Now, see, came alive once again, that means all this was in the news earlier also. I think just 3 months back. If you have been following this editorial explain, and if you have been reading the articles from the newspaper, the editorials, you would remember that we have discussed all this in the month of, say, March or April. Now, ever since, the state government has not stepped up its responsibility to douse the fires, re-establish peace. Has not stepped up. मतलब यहाँ से उसने अपनी responsibility नहीं की है state government ने. On the contrary, in its conduct and in its speech, it has appeared partisan. Even as Meiteis leave the Kuki-dominated hill districts and Kukis take flight from the Meitei-dominated Imphal Valley. So nearly 4,000 houses belonging to both communities, including that of Union Minister R.K. Ranjan Singh, have been torched. Torched मतलब आग लगा दी गई है उनको, जला दिए गए हैं. So an estimated 45,000 people have been displaced on both sides of the divide and are living in relief camps. Atmosphere of distrust is making it difficult for security forces to operate. Right? Nobody is trusting anyone. So the major point here will be that this has come alive. This ethnic violence, you can mark, has come alive once again, right? And the government has not stepped up. What its view is a partisan view of the whole thing, and there is an atmosphere of distrust. Right? You can see I've joined the dots of the major phrases, and you can come up with the main idea that the atmosphere of distrust is there. One, ethnic violence has come alive again, right? And government is not doing anything. So ethnic violence, again, government not stepping in. Stepping up to the responsibility or stepping in to take an action. Okay. And what is reflected now is the partisan view of the government and the distrust that is shown by the people. Right? बीच का जो था ये incident था, that is only giving you what is happening. Right? So this is the incident or this is the happening. So this what is happening will not be included in the major point, right? So your major point consists of these three phrases, you can say. So if this much is clear when you're reading, that is more than enough. Now the cookies believe that the state police constabularies, including the Manipur Rifles, favor the Meiteis. The latter have accused the Assam Rifles, the longest serving paramilitary force in the state, of turning a blind eye to the illegal poppy cultivation in the Kuki dominated hills. Now, see, this is an extension of that distrust that was mentioned in the previous paragraph. Now, friction has also surfaced within the security forces, with the police accusing the paramilitary forces of interfering in their work within the security forces. All evidence points to a deep and wide socio-political crisis, with armed mobs controlling the streets and highways and the administration conspicuous by its absence. सोशियो-पॉलिटिकल क्राइसिस हो गया क्यों? एक तो पॉलिटिक्स तो है ही सही इसमें, सोसाइटी में भी प्रॉब्लम हो रही है, अब ये मिलिट्री और जो पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस हैं इनमें भी ये प्रॉब्लम दिख रही है, राइट? So the armed mobs are controlling the streets and highways, and the administration is conspicuous by its absence. That means the administration is not there, and because it is not there, it is very clearly seen. Conspicuous का मतलब होता है clearly seen और prominent, तो वो नहीं दिख रही है, right? So now see, the paragraph is again pointing to the abdication of the responsibility of the government. In this grim situation, the state calls out for a political imagination that assuages the concerns of all ethnic groups and assures them of fairness and equality. Assuage the concern of. We have done this word assuage. I'll take this later in the vocabulary section. Otherwise, assuage would mean to reduce, decrease. ठीक है, ये हमने किया हुआ है वर्ड है, जिसने भी मतलब अगर थोड़ा सा ध्यान दिया होगा तो फर्स्ट सेशन ऑफ योर वोकैबुलरी व्हेन वी आर डिस्कसिंग वी हैव टेकन दिस वर्ड. So given the negative perception about the state government, it is up to the center to expand the ambit of the talks by involving representatives of all the parties. To expand the ambit, right, that means your control area. Ambit agar karne mock test, you have taken the mock test also, right? In that also, if you have taken out the difficult words and you have noted them down, you'll find the word ambit there. It is a commonly used word. Yet, despite the Biren Singh government's serial abdications, the centre was late in reaching out. Home Minister Amit Shah took more than 3 weeks to visit the state. Formation of a three-member inquiry committee headed by retired Guwahati High Court Chief Justice Ajay Lamba to establish the cause of the crisis was a welcome step. Very good. But another initiative of setting up a peace committee headed by the state governor Anusuya UK is proving to be a non-starter. That means initiative was taken, but then nothing fruitful has come up. Now, this part of the passage or the paragraph has shown that see friction is there, leading to a socio-political crisis. Administration is still not doing anything, right? And then it should actually assuage, kya karna chahiye? Assuage the concerns, and how has it done it? But quite late it has done. So this is a welcome step. Initiative taken is not so fruitful as of now, right? So again, we have two things. One, now we can write down, cut out these extra words. So socio-political crisis, जो कि पहले पैराग्राफ में भी था, ठीक है? And again, repetition that the government was absent. The government action initially absent, right? What should they do? They should douse the fire. उसमें दिया था पहले वाले पैराग्राफ में, यहाँ पे assuage the concerns आ गया, right? So they should actually come up with the center should help there. And what has the center done? It has come up with the here formation of a three-member inquiry. So the steps taken by the center are welcome, but though they are late, but still they are welcome. ठीक है, उन्होंने दो लिए है ना, initiative of setting up a peace committee, and secondly was a three-member inquiry committee. So there were two things, two actions taken by the government, though they came late, but they were welcome. And of that, the initiative of setting up a peace committee is still to give fruit, and the socio-political crisis has been there. Right. So if we include what was given in the first paragraph, so there was ethnic violence again. The government did not step up. The state government, right, did not step up. It showed the partisan view of the government, and therefore there was a distrust. People were not trusting each other, no, that is distrust, and which resulted in friction, in socio-political crisis, right? Then the center helped, reached out, though late, but the steps taken by the center, the action taken by the center was welcome. Kuki representatives have refused to associate with the committee, citing the presence of CM Biren Singh. Refused to associate with the committee. Why? Because CM Biren Singh is there. Singh, who had reached out to the hill communities in his first term, touched a raw nerve amongst the Kukis by ordering demolitions of what his government termed as illegal encroachments on public land. These included Kuki churches in Imphal. The state government also withdrew from a suspension of operations agreement with Kuki groups, failed to anticipate the unrest caused by the controversial Manipur High Court decision on ST status to the Metis. Now see, what has CM Biren Singh done? According to the Kukis, they have refused to associate. They have refused to associate. Why? Because of the presence of the CM. What has it done? It has touched a raw curve amongst the Kukis by ordering demolitions. मतलब ये काम उन्होंने किया. उनके demolish कर दिया. मतलब why they were called like encroachments on the public land. This was against the Kukis, right? This was one thing why the Kukis were not interested there. Then second was they failed to anticipate the unrest caused by the controversial Manipur High Court decision that was SC status to the Metis. Now India has a record of bringing rebels to the discussion table, turning them into stakeholders, including in the Northeast. Manipur is also crucial to the center's Look East vision. Chief Minister is part of the problem. The center cannot prevaricate or keep brushing things under its carpet. Everyone in Manipur, whatever the ethnicity, deserves better. That was the major point here. Now, who is creating this problem? Who is brushing away the responsibility? The chief minister. That means the state government is not paying proper attention to the problems, it's causing the problem among the Kuki and the Metis, and therefore this violence is there. What is the state government doing now? Sorry, what is the center doing now? Here, the center's Look East vision needs Manipur. Why? It is very important. Why? Because of this, no, what it said, the Look East vision, it wants it to be successful, and therefore Manipur is a very crucial strategic position there. What is given in the last sentence is that everyone in Manipur, whatever the ethnicity, deserves better. So this comes up as the author's point here, right? This third paragraph or this part of the paragraph is actually giving you the reason for this unrest. ठीक है, अनरेस्ट हुआ है, द पॉइंट्स थे क्यों हुआ है वो फर्स्ट टू पैराग्राफ्स में बता दिए. दिस पैराग्राफ, दिस पार्ट ऑफ द पैराग्राफ इज आल्सो गिविंग यू द reason of what all the CM Biren Singh did. That is why the rebels are resorting to violence. Right? So now, if I keep all these 3 points together, what do we have? First, refuse to associate hai because of the demolitions, right? And the SC status to the Metis. ये controversies हो गई थी, right? अब इंडिया क्या करेंगी? उनकी आदत है bringing rebels to the discussion table, मतलब discussion के लिए लेके आना, right? Why? Because this is also important for the Look East vision, and it cannot actually see the CM is a part of the problem, and whatever he has done cannot be brushed aside or brushed away. ठीक है, तो क्यों? Why? Because everyone needs to be, everyone deserves better. So again, joining the dots, we'll come up with the main points. So in Manipur, Biren Singh government has become part of the problem. ये था उसका third paragraph में. Third paragraph नहीं है, वो actually second paragraph का third. I put it on the third slide only. It's the second paragraph only, last. And center needs to urgently do more and apply the healing touch. Apply the healing touch again was in the last part of the paragraph. right? So here, crucial is something that is significant, important. Citing, see, why I have mentioned this word, cite, CIT is mentioned. Another confusing word would be site. Site means location, and SIGHT site would be vision, right? So these are like same pronunciation but a different spelling, different meaning. Torched is like burnt. टॉर्च होती है ना, मशाल कहते हैं जिसे, तो मशाल, ओलंपिक की मशाल लेके दौड़ते हैं तो उसे टॉर्च कहा जाता है, द टॉर्च. Distress is where you are not trusting. Fault lines means where it would rip open, ना जैसे earthquake fault lines होती हैं, so something that is quite vulnerable there. Triggered is to initiate, actuate, start, actuate. ठीक है, start कर लेना, तो initiate होता है या actually में होता है या activate बोल सकते हो. Assuage is to placate. ठीक है, उन्हें pacify कर देना, placate कर देना. We have read this word, right, or mitigate, पर यहाँ पे उन्हें शांत कर देना would be better. So assuage the concerns. So you mitigate the challenges होता है mainly. Abdication we gave in the first slide only, renounce or to resign. Conspicuous is something that is very prominent or striking. Encroachments are like something that is violated. ठीक है, ट्रांसग्रेशंस होता है, वायोलेशंस होते हैं जब वो एनक्रोच करना, मतलब किसी और की प्रॉपर्टी पर ट्रेसपास करके वहां पे कुछ अपनी बिल्डिंग, बिल्डिंग तो खैर नहीं बनाते, बिल्डिंग नहीं, वो हट्स बना लेते हैं, है ना, वो चीजें बनती है तो एनक्रोचमेंट कहा जाता है. तो दैट इज लाइक वायोलेशन और ट्रांसग्रेशंस. Controversial, you can break this word. You know the word very well. There is contro and there is verse. Therefore, I picked this word. Contro is opposite, right? And verse is to turn, okay? Or to speak. ठीक है, उसके दो हो जाते हैं, वर्स वाला भी हो जाता है, टर्न हो जाता है, मतलब आप पलट के आ जाते हो तो वो कॉन्ट्रोवर्शियल हो जाता है, और आप जो बोल रहे हो वो कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन होता है. ठीक है, वो कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन होता है मेनली स्पीकिंग, वेयर यू आर स्पीकिंग समथिंग ऑपोजिट, एंड हियर यू हैव कंट्रोवर्शियल, दैट मींस ऑन व्हिच देयर वुड बी अ डिस्कशन, इन द सेंस दैट पीपल विल बी स्पीकिंग ऑन डिफरेंट मैटर्स. एक नतीजे, डिफरेंट मैटर नहीं, सेम मैटर पे डिफरेंट ओपिनियंस आते हैं, दैट इज कंट्रोवर्सी. Douse the fires means put an end to. Turning a blind eye. Now see, these four will be the idioms. Understand, I've been putting this in the manner that if there are two idioms or three idioms, I'll put them in the end so that it becomes easy for you to note them down in that section of the notebook where you're writing the idioms, right? बाकी के सब words हो जाते हैं, words का अलग section कर लेना, अपनी ही notebook में idioms अलग बना लेना. So even if there are 5 to 6 pages where you get or collect all the idioms, it will be easy for you to revise. Secondly, when I'm giving you the root words or something like that, so you should have a small section of say 2 4 pages only. अब ऐसे ही आप बना सकते हो उसमें थोड़ी सी स्टिकी पेन्स लगा के कि यहाँ पे idioms है, यहाँ पे root words है. बुक एक, नोटबुक एक ही होनी चाहिए. So you should make your notebook of vocabulary very interesting, very colorful. You can do it. ठीक है, कहीं पे highlighters यूज कर लो, कहीं पे multicolored pens यूज कर लो, but uh, working on your vocabulary should become very interesting for you, not taking it as a burden or as an albatross. So, douse the fires is put an end to. Turning a blind eye means ignoring, neglecting. आप कुछ भी लिख लो, आप समझ सकते हो. To turn a blind eye का मतलब होता है नजरअंदाज कर देना, देखना ही नहीं है उसे. Bringing rebels to the discussion table. Now see, bring someone टू द टेबल. हम अगर डिस्कशन नहीं भी लगाते तो जो ईडियम बनता है वो है टू ब्रिंग समवन टू द टेबल. अब सब किसी को टेबल तक लेके आओ. तो टेबल जो है वो सिग्निफाई क्या करता है? द टेबल सिग्निफाइज डिस्कशन, नेगोशिएशन, बार्गेनिंग, डील करना, डील के लिए एक नतीजे पे पहुंचना. ठीक है, उसके बाद डील साइन होती है. जब डील साइन होती है दोनों एक ही साथ होते हैं. ठीक है, और जब तक नेगोशिएशन होते हैं दोनों आमने सामने होते हैं. तो दैट इज व्हाट द टेबल सिग्निफाइज. तो ब्रिंगिंग रिबल्स टू द डिस्कशन टेबल मींस ब्रिंगिंग देम और मेकिंग देम अग्री फॉर अ डिस्कशन. तो आप डिस्कशन हटा भी सकते हो, और क्योंकि इसका मीनिंग यही है, टेबल का मीनिंग ही डिस्कशन है. ब्रशिंग थिंग्स अंडर द कार्पेट. ठीक है, सो ब्रशिंग थिंग्स अंडर द कार्पेट, ब्रशिंग अवे समथिंग मीन्स व्हाट? अगेन इग्नोरिंग. ठीक है, कारपेट पे धूल मिट्टी है, देर इज समथिंग spilled over or something that is there on the carpet. What are you going to do if you put that below the carpet or under the carpet? That is not below, under the carpet. So that means what? It will be hidden. Right now, if there are guests at your place, they will not see that rubbish, but the rubbish is still there. Right? Understand it. So when you're brushing things under the carpet, you are not overcoming the problems, you are not facing the problems, but you are just hiding them. These problems are going to raise their heads again. Okay? So brushing things under the carpet, अब हम ज़्यादा और उसको नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते हैं, ये उसका meaning है in the passage. Right? So I hope you have understood this now, and a few words daily. Just note them down. Whatever you are reading, note them down from whatever you are reading, right? That is something that you have to do so that you are able to improve and enrich your vocabulary. So that's all for today. See you tomorrow. Have a logical day ahead.